Hi, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing really well, having a good week, able to relax and enjoy some time to yourself or with your loved ones. I know it can get kind of stressful at this point, but hopefully you're all doing well. Today we are making hush puppies. It's a very common kind of southern side. It's also really common to have this time of year for us because it's Lent. It's a great side to go with any fish you might be having or with your cheese pizza if you don't eat fish. You do you. Let's get to it. It's time for another episode of Cooking with Kaitlin. That's me. Enjoy. All right. So our hush puppies, we're starting off with 2 cups of cornmeal, half a cup of flour, 4 teaspoons of sugar. Gotta have a little bit of that sweet, right? Just a smidge, just a smidge. All right, then we're gonna finish up our dry first and kind of sift them together. Then we'll add in our wet and then our little veggie. All right, so we're doing a teaspoon of salt. We're going to do a teaspoon and a half of baking powder. Oh, that was just one. It's like, was not everything I was supposed to do. Whoops. There we go. That's the half. Guys, got to hold me accountable. There we are. All right, and then a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Sorry, they're all quackety on this ring. I know I could take them up, but then I'm afraid I'd lose them. They weren't all connected. All right, so we're going to get our dry ingredients together. Hang on. All right, we're just going to whisk it together. I don't know if you've ever had hush puppies, but they are so good. And I actually didn't really learn how to make them, but I learned how to fry them. Well, I knew how to fry this stuff, but I fried my first hush puppy anyway at a fish fry back when I was in high school. A friend of mine and I would volunteer at our youth group, our church's youth groups, well, our church's fish fry for our youth group. But we'd always volunteer, and she and I, over our years, primarily ran the takeout counter for it. All right, that was a cup of buttermilk, by the way. But that was our main thing. We would get the to-go orders for people who wanted their fish fry but couldn't stay for it. And we would do that. We had a bunch of fun. It was funny how much I enjoyed going and working the fish fries, because when I was younger, at that age, I did not like fish aside from sushi, which was certainly not what they were serving at Southern Fish Fries. All right, that was 2 eggs we added. I don't know if you see that pot in the back. You guys see? It's there. I'm going to do just a little bit of pepper to get some flavor, extra flavor in there. Really just supposed to do a dash. I'm probably doing a little bit more, but it's not going to hurt anything. But that pot in the back got oil heating because we fry these. All right, hang on. All right, one other thing we're just going to do a dash of. It's just a little Tony Chachere's for my hubby because he loves it. That is optional, up to you if you want that. You don't have to. And then we're slicing in 6 green onions. Excuse me. But yeah, I always had fun the nights of Columbus put it on because they would fry up these huge, they would just make like vats of hush puppy dough or batter. And then they'd go out back in the parking lot behind where we were serving everybody. They just fry them up. And maybe our second year doing it, they showed us how to do it, and they let us fry up some hush puppies while it was still prep time, because we'd had it down to a science, everything we needed to do by then. So yeah, I'll come back when we're stirring. Hang on. Y'all are probably like, why is she still just jabbering? Alright, so we've got them all mixed in. That was 6 green onions. We're just mixing them all in now. And I'm going to move you guys so we can watch them get fried up. So sit tight. Alright, so you want them to be kind of this texture, not really wet, but not dry. I wound up adding probably about another tablespoon or so of buttermilk just to make sure they're not too dry before we fry them. Just to be aware if it seems a little dry, just add about a tablespoon or more of your buttermilk. Alright, now I'm going to have y'all sit tight. Alright, so we've been heating it up. You're just getting yourself a spoonful. Just sliding it, hoping it's hot enough. May not be. So we're going to let it go. Probably check back when it's a bit hotter. I thought it was hot enough, but may not be quite there. So I'm going to pause, y'all. Alright, well the first one cooked. It just took longer than it would need to since it wasn't hot enough. So now we're going to drop some in. Now that we've got it hot enough. You're just going to be watching them, turning them if you need to, if they don't kind of turn themselves, which most of them won't. Every now and then you get one that kind of spins itself over. But you cook them about anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes depending on how hot your oil is. So 2 to 4 minutes on each side. And also how much you're putting into your pot, 'cause the more you put in, the more heat it's that's decreasing the heat amount. I don't know if y'all can see. Some of them are already starting to brown right up, but we want them a nice deep brown before we turn them. So we will check back when it's time to turn them. And it's almost time to turn, but I don't know if you can see, that one turned itself right on over. It's like, I'm ready. So we're going to flip. And you want them to be at least this brown. I'll put them up closer to you. You can get them a bit darker if you want. It's kind of your preference, how much you want them done. But we'll check back in a couple minutes when they are totally done. Alright, we're good and done. You can even see the very first one that just took a while. We're just going to drain them on some paper towels while we finish up the rest. You serve them with whatever sauce sounds good to you. Tartar sauce and ketchup are kind of the standard, at least at a fish fry. You could do, if you felt the urge, ranch, barbecue, hot sauce, whatever sounds good. But there they are. Bon appetit. I'm going to finish them up and we will catch you later.